It's a land grab by a lake and it's got locals worried. The mass erosion has been caused by the combination of a storm surge and a questionable council decision. Residents say their safety is at risk and the mayor admits they're right.
Our bank is eroding and now our playground is literally falling into the ocean.
Come on, council. It's not good enough. It's disgusting.
It is a problem. I acknowledge the problem, but the solution is going to take time.
Was opening the lake a mistake?
In some respects, yes.
Here in Windang, 2 hours south of Sydney, residents are spoiled for choice. They've got a beach and they've got a lake, but there's just one problem. The lake water is washing away their foreshore and locals want it fixed before it's all gone.
The force of the tide in the lake is just ripping away at the edges and tearing it apart.
This was the Windang foreshore in 2021. This is it now. In just 3 years, the jetties, the sand and part of the playgrounds disappeared.
That's moving. Oh!
You can hear kids screaming as their play area collapses into the water after a recent rain event. Wollongong City Council forced to fence it off and take it down for good. But it's far from a permanent solution. Lake Illawarra's been slowly swallowing up the suburb's foreshore after authorities opened it up in 2007.
When it was closed, it was pretty well on the nose, and that's why it was opened to drain and become tidal.
Obviously the tidal movements have been quite significant in that time. Unfortunately on our side of the lake we get the erosion. On the southern side they actually get the sand build up, so it's eroding from here and getting pushed over there.
Local Clayton says the southern side of the lake, which belongs to Shellharbour City Council, appears to be far better kept than Windang's, which is wasting away.
My family's been here for over 90 years. My great-grandfather came here all those years ago. We've pretty much been the arse end of Wollongong Council ever since.
What would you like the council to do?
Take some action. Obviously, we all pay our council rates. We are a part of Wollongong Council. We just want it to be safe, first and foremost, and obviously, second, we just want to look as nice as what Shellharbour Council does on the other side.
Mother of 4 Jessicas lived in the area for 2 decades and isn't impressed.
They've had warning. They've had plenty of time to build a replacement while stabilising the shoreline, and we could have still had this, but now it's gone.
How lucky is it that no kids were injured on that playground when they caved in?
Very, very lucky. We were down here on Sunday. My daughter was standing on the edge just to have a look back, and the ground did go out from underneath her.
Is it safe?
Well, of course not. And you don't go to a playground where you know that there are situations where there's likely to be, a danger. We've put up fencing. We've made it clear.
Lord Mayor Gordon Bradbury.
Your ratepayers, they look across to the south side, they see Shellharbour Council's work on their foreshore and they think it's better.
Well, it's beautiful. And I could do the same on the northern side if we had the same allocation of funds. But the reality is we have to find the engineering solution, and it isn't council that will be ultimately responsible for the work. It's basically an asset that belongs to the state. It's Crown land as well.
Peter's lived here for 68 years and has watched how playing with Mother Nature has had disastrous consequences.
The lake is going to gradually take away what it wants to. The entrance really was too wide. The tide in this lake is very, very, very strong. You can see a bird sit on top of the water, or a pelican sit on top of the water and actually being taken along on the water at a speed.
You mentioned it's a multi-agency problem. Council, government, fisheries. Are we just going to end up with a passing of the buck exercise here?
No, it inevitably will have to be solved. And I'm not trying to kick the can down the road, as we say, but inevitably it has to be solved.
Residents say it's unsafe and unsightly and worry what will happen next.
we've got to go and find the money to do the work that's required.
So it could be years, realistically.
No, it could not. Yes, it could be, but I'm hoping that it'll be a lot less than years.